Welcome to the Old Bob Show, located in beautiful Westby amidst the scenic ridges and coulees of western Wisconsin. And now here's your program host, Bob Burrell, along with his special guests. All right. Hello and welcome again to the Old Bob Show. And today, just as we did last week, we're having a documentary here instead of a person sitting next to me. Now, in place of a person, and that's because it's Christmas time, and Randy and Jean and myself and others, of course, are very busy over Christmas. So we hope you'll enjoy this particular documentary. It's called Welding as a Career, and I produced and directed and wrote this particular production while I was telecommunications director at Madison Area Technical College, MATC. You know, a lot of people kid me when they introduce me at times saying this is Bob Burrell and he has a hard time holding a job, which is true because I've kind of wandered around half the world here working, but that's neither here nor there. Please enjoy this particular program and show it to your grandchildren and anyone that happens to be around, because its main purpose is to recruit young people, middle-aged people, for the wonderful career of welding. And I think by the pictures you'll see, you can see that welding can be an incredibly exciting job. Thank you.
What did you say you did for a living? Are any of you interested? How about a business or a career or a car like this? Too glitzy? Maybe. How about something with a little more fire in it? Like this. Or this. Or that.
Or how about something like this?
Do you think that we ought to tell them?
You mean about working on something as exciting as bronze sculptures?
Do you really do this for a living?
I really do. I make lost wax cast sculptures in bronze and in steel and weld them as a solid object to sell in shows. And that's actually what I do for a living and a career.
Well, now you know. We're talking welding. And we're talking not only good pay, but a cool lifestyle. Your work, you know, helps build the kind of pride and self-esteem you need to get on in the world and to make you feel good about who you are. Take Bruce Halverson, for example, a welder turned design engineer for the Bayside Steel Company. Here they build some of the biggest tankers in the world. And get this, Bruce is a 2-year associate degree graduate from a technical college.
I guess if anybody had told me when I graduated high school that I'd be working with fabricated parts that would form a 200-ton lift crane, I'd really think that they were saying the impossible. After I graduated from high school, I looked for a career that I would be interested in the rest of my life. I chose the metalworking field and went into the 2-year program at MATC. Welding has always been very challenging, and it has a lot to do with experimentation. If you like to do cookbook recipes, then welding isn't for you. If you like to make up your own recipe, then welding is the field you want to choose. It's always a challenge. The 2 years that I spent at MATC prepared me very, very well, I'd have to say, for the industry that I was going into.
And what are the benefits?
If I would have to sum it up, it's treated me very well. The welding field has always been able to put bread on my table and a roof over my head. I'd have to say that I'm very happy with what I do. Thank you much.
Isn't that a story? And remember, Bruce started out of high school with a technical college training. But maybe you'd rather work on cars like Terry Hesse.
Hey, nice car. You do this for a living?
Well, hi, Eric. Well, actually, no. This is a hobby that I did, putting this old MGTD together.
You mean you actually put this whole car back together?
Yes, as a matter of fact, through the years working with metals and fabrication, it comes rather easily.
Don't tell me you're a welder too.
Yes, actually I am. Not only that, I teach welding at the local technical school. I affectionately refer to this as a $20 pile of iron. The boys and I had to put this thing together from scratch, and they've learned a great deal.
In fact, Terry's welding students have learned how to coordinate their heads with their hands through their welding classes and through fabrication. Now just look at that car over there. That was a piece of junk before his students and their welding buddies fixed it up. And it pays. Jeff and his friends just sold that car for over $4,000, enough to help them through tech college for another year. And through their welding skills, they help advance themselves to a much more exciting and creative world. Are you beginning to get a feeling for welding as a career? As a really enjoyable educational experience which has its rewards? Here is Jeanette Arnold, receiving her James F. Lincoln Foundation Award from Terry Hesse, MATC Lead Welding Instructor.
As the lead teacher of the welding department at Madison Area Technical College, it gives me pleasure to present Jeanette and Frank the Bronze Palette Award for the work that Jeanette entered into the Lincoln Foundation's National Welding Contest.
Welding students usually evolve in their jobs to management. Take Dave Cox, for example, a technical 2-year graduate, now manufacturing consultant with the Weiler Corporation in Wisconsin. Or how about Kevin Dow of Academy Welding? Listen to what he has to say about the value of a welding education.
Welding and technical college definitely go together, and there's more than anyone can learn in high school or on the job. There's much more than that. And I had basic skills before I went to tech school. I had very basic skills. I could run a bead, I could make a weld, and it would hold together. But in school, I learned mechanically what happens when I'm welding and what's going on underneath that hood.
And don't forget airplanes. Here's Joe Young as he instructs the fine art of oxytorch and stick welding at the recent EAA Air Show in Oshkosh, Wisconsin.
I've been instructing here for 10 years, and we're trying to get the younger people into this field.
Are there jobs available in the aircraft industry?
There ain't too many settling welders around because, for the simple reason, it takes a special type of a person, a special breed. And it's really an art. You're an artist when you become a good settling welder.
And how about women? Remember Rosie the Riveter.
Why am I working in a defense plant? It's a silly question. Do I need a reason? They need good welders, don't they? I'm sorry, but I need to get back to work instead of answering damn fool questions like that.
During the war, all your fighter planes, I think 95% was all built by women.
Is welding for you? Dick Szabo thinks so. He is assistant to the chairman of the board and chief executive officer of the Lincoln Electric Company, one of the world's most reputable and leading welding suppliers.
I'd like to take this opportunity to encourage all of you viewers to consider welding as a career in the future. This building could not be made possible without the combined efforts of the architects, the engineers, the designers, the ironworkers, and the people who manufactured the products to make this building what it is today. Do I think there's a career in welding? You bet I do.
You want more proof? Look at this group. All members of the Madison-Beloit, Wisconsin section, AWS, or the American Welding Society. And they, along with over 30,000 brothers and sisters of many other AWS sections throughout the United States, have made welding the cornerstone of their life. They work in our world communities as builders because they are also welders. They lead exciting lives. They have a good time preparing for a good life. They could be you. Meet them.
Hi! Join us! You'll like our company!
Go for it. Your future is as close as your next door tech college. Go there or ask your high school counselor for information on welding, design, and management. Do it now. Take charge of your life and become a builder in our new and exciting global community.
Thank you for watching Welding as a Career. Hope that you got some good information from it and you're inspired and motivated to go out and become a welder, or at least talk some of these young people into doing that who are looking for a career and a well-paying job, by the way. We'll look forward to seeing you again on the Old Bob Show in the upcoming weeks.
You've been watching the Old Bob Show on your community channel. Check your guide for other Old Bob programming and have a good day.